Hi guys, I'm back. And as you can see, I've got some glow-in-the-dark acrylics. I found these at one of the local dollar stores, so I thought, why not? So I'm not going to put anything else in the mixture. I'm not going to do any kind of white paint added to it or anything like that. It's just going to be strictly the glow paint, mixed with a little bit of floetrol and a drop of silicone. Now, I'm not entirely sure this is going to work in any way whatsoever, but I thought it would be fun. So I put I put the paint down, each color. I just sort of smeared it across just a paint sample card to see if it actually glows in the dark, which of course it does. The paint is weird. It's very gritty. It doesn't have a smooth finish to it, so I'm assuming that's the glow powder mixed into the medium. So, like I said, this is glow powder, so it's like I don't know if this is going to work at all. I'm kind of hoping it will, but we'll see. So anyway, I painted the swatch. We're going to take it into the dark and see if we can see it glowing. Okay, there are the glow pigments. Get you in a little closer. But you can see even though this is not focusing, when it sort of comes in and out of focus, you can see the grittiness. See all there's like a little sand. But it does glow. You're supposed to like hold it under a light for about 10 minutes to make it really glow. So, okay. It's definitely not wanting to focus. Okay, so you can see the glow-in-the-dark paint actually glows a little bit. I don't know what it would look like under a black light. I assume it would look pretty cool. But I don't have a black light to show you, so. Hopefully these colors, they're like that, will at least not all blend together, which is kind of what I'm afraid of. They're just going to make sort of like a soup, and, the silicone won't really do anything because there's no actual paint. It's just like a pouring medium plus a pigment powder. So we'll see. It'll be a fun experiment. All right. So I'm going to mix up my paints and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have our colors all mixed up. I just used the whole pack because there's really not a lot of quote-unquote paint in these little tiny tubes. So we're just going to pour it all into one cup and see what happens. I think I'm just going to put silicone in just some of the colors because I don't really want a lot of silicone in these little paints. So we're just going to put one teeny tiny little drop in like half the paints maybe. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Like I said, I'm not putting any white at all in these glow paints. No white. And I'm just going to pour them all in one at a time. Just layer them. Try and get every last little bit out of there. The kids are probably going to be upset because I didn't save any of it. But hopefully they won't be too upset with me. I don't remember which one I put the silicone in, so we're just going to stir them up a little bit, all of them. Let's go for another peek. I tried to make them the same thickness as I would make my paints, but now that they've sat, they seem like they're a little thinner, so I'm a little worried about that they're all just kind of blend together. But we shall see. We love to experiment, don't we? So here we are experimenting. Now I know you can buy the glow paints. They have them in the craft section, but I just saw this one. I was out with the kids one day, and I thought, well, that might be a fun experiment. I may be wrong about that. I may be very wrong. So but they turn out really pretty when they dry. So you know, if nothing else, we'll have a pretty painting in the dark. Probably going to be mostly just sort of swirl. I'm not really sure why they thinned out as they sat, because they only sat for 5 or 10 minutes. But they definitely seem thinner. And I know that when I have paint that is too thin, I do not get good cell action. I was doing a few swipes the other day with just some leftover paint, but it was really thin paint, and I just thought, well, why not? I've got a little bit of it left over, we'll try and make some good swipes. And it did not make good swipes at all because the paint was too thin. There was nothing else that was any different about my paints other than the paint was too thin. So I'm going to reiterate, as I often do, if you think that your paint is the right consistency but you're not getting good cells, and you're using, say you're using my formula, which is just floetrol paint, a little bit of chilled distilled water, and a tiny drop of silicone. 1 drop of silicone. I keep hearing people keep telling me, well, I put 3 or 4 drops of silicone in there. Please quit putting so much silicone in. It doesn't need it. 1 tiny drop is all it takes. So if you're using my formula and it's still not working for you, thicken your paint. Well, don't thicken it. Just don't thin it out as much. Make it thicker than you think it needs to be, because that's what I was doing for a long time, was my paint was too thin. I kept thinking, I'm doing it just like everybody else is doing, you know? And it looked like it was, but clearly it was not. So I started making my paint thicker, and I started using less silicone. And now, I won't say it's going to happen with this painting, because I'm pretty sure it won't. But with my paintings now, most of the time, I'm quite happy with the cells I'm getting. So I'm not kidding when I say 1 teeny tiny drop of silicone. Teeny. Okay, let's just do this. Oh, you can see the cup. Everything is just blending. It's going to be very pastel-y, very blended. It's very blended, that's for sure. And like I said, I think partly it's because the paints thinned out as they sat for some reason. I really don't know why. But I do see a little bit of cell action. It's very faded because all these colors are very pastel. I'm just going to scrape this out and give my corners a little bit of help here. Not that there's really any pattern that I'd like to keep. I don't see any. I don't see any pattern, so nothing gorgeous going on here. But we'll hang it in the kids' room if nothing else. Let's put that down. It's just gonna flip over. Well, let's try torching it. Well, I promise you, I don't know if you can actually see it. It really does have cells, but they're very pale. So let's just... This section here is actually kind of pretty. We definitely need more contrasting colors. This paint's just don't have a lot of contrast going on. I'm just trying to decide which way to sort of tilt it. I think I'm going to get a little side catcher, corner catcher, if I can find one. I'm in the process of cleaning my studio slash kitchen, which is really just my kitchen with a bunch of paint products in it, all over the place. Okay, well, I'll try maybe this corner. I don't know. I'm going to try this corner first. See if I can shove off some of this paint so that it will drag off. Do I wet my canvases? No, most of the time I don't. Sometimes I do if the particular painting calls for it. But in lieu of wetting the canvas, I do drag the paint off the edges. It really does help to preserve some of your pattern if you want to save any of it. Now this, I'm not even sure we're going to save this, but we'll see what it looks like after it dries. Because the colors do dry darker than they are on the canvas, so we'll see what it looks like after it dries. It may be salvageable, I don't know. Alright, people, I am not suggesting you go try this one. You can stick your finger in it at least and it doesn't show up, your fingerprint doesn't show up in it. That's cool. I'm not using my corner catcher because clearly I don't really need it, I don't think. Just need to pick up some of that drizzled over that corner. There we go. Let's take it off of this corner now. There we go. I wanted to save that pink because it has a little bit of a pattern going on in there. Okay. Well, I mean, it's definitely not what we normally go for, but it's very pastel-y, and I will wait. Normally I post a video as soon as I'm done pouring it, while it's still wet, but this one's going to wait until it's dry, and then we'll come back and we'll look at it as it dries. Let me get this little edge right here. Okay, I think that's... Oh, we missed a corner over here too. Let's get some of this pretty orange right there. Well, you can see a little bit of cell action. This actually looks like one of my first paintings. When I used to not get very good cells, I wasn't having much success. Let's pop some air bubbles. Just seeing if we get any more cells to come up. It's got a little bit of cells to it, right? This is just a fun. Please don't write to me and say, well, you should have done this, or, tell me what's in the paint. I know, okay? This is just for fun, guys. Just to see what it does. I thought it was pretty. I think when it dries, it might look even prettier. I'm not real fond of that sort of line that's going through there, but it might, I don't know. We're going to wait and see what it turns out. I'm not going to touch this painting at all. I'm just going to set it off to the side and let it dry. So it's so washed out. Let's see if I turn that light off. No, it doesn't really help. Let's get you down so you can see a little closer. Okay, never mind. I paused the video. I tried to take you down, but my phone will not focus on it. It's just too much bright, I'd say white. Obviously it's not white, but the camera just does not want to focus on it. So we're just going to leave it alone. Let it dry, and we'll be back when it's dry to see if it looks interesting at all, if it's, you know, a painting we're going to maybe paint over. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was just a fun little, you know, fun little extra video. Yeah, so wherever you're on the planet, I hope you're having an awesome afternoon, day, evening, or night. Sorry I keep pausing, but there's just nothing else. I'm trying to think of something interesting to say, but there's just nothing else. There's really... it is what it is. So yeah, thank you to all my sponsors, the people who donate to my channel. Those of you, there's a few of you out there who have actually donated several times, so I'm calling you my sponsors. Those of you who have sponsored the channel, who have donated to my channel, who've watched the ads for me, who have checked out my website, who have sent me emails and questions and comments and pictures of your work. I love it all. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you all around the world. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye. Alright guys, here's the dried painting. I think it turned out pretty. We weren't expecting a whole lot of cell action, so we didn't get it. I'm not surprised. We had a little bit going on, but not much. But it did turn out to be a pretty little painting, I think. The colors are a little brighter on the canvas than they are in the video. I tried to adjust the light, but nothing was working, so I'm sorry for that. But it will go up on my website in a few weeks, hopefully, after I've varnished it and photographed it. So if you go check out my website in a few weeks, hopefully I'll have a lot of the newer works on there, plus this one. And you can kind of see, hopefully I'll be able to get a good picture of it and you can see the colors a little better. So let's take it into the dark and see what it looks like. Alright, so here we are glowing in the dark. You can kind of see the pink and the green and all those other colors. At least there's a little color difference on it. It looks pretty in the dark. I can't focus in on it because if I try to focus in, it will actually become a fuzzier shot. So you guys are just going to have to be okay with this one. But it's pretty. It's definitely pretty in the dark. Kids will think it's cool, so yeah. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little fun experiment with the glow paints. And I will be varnishing it and putting it up on my website, hopefully within the next few weeks. We've got to have a lot of sunshine and the weather's got to be warmer. And it's got to stop raining because I can't varnish. I varnish everything outside and I can't varnish with all this rain we've been having. So I'm working on the website now and over the next few weeks, and hopefully we can get all of the paintings that I have done over the past several months up on the website. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a fun little experiment, and I don't think there's really anything else to say about this painting. It's just a pretty little painting. So, thank you to everyone who has donated to my channel. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. If you guys are not subscribers, reach down and hit that subscribe button for me. and I am trying to reach 10,000 by summertime. So if you guys will subscribe to my channel, like and share my video, that will go a long way into helping me get my goal, because we're working on 10,000 for summer, which I think we can do. And next stop is 100,000 subscribers, which I know is a lofty goal, but I think we can do it. With you guys' help, I can hit 100,000 subscribers, which would be so awesome. You get this cool little plaque when you hit 100,000 subscribers, plus you have 100,000 friends all over the world, which would be really super cool. So I would love to hit that milestone with you guys. So help me out, hit the subscribe button, and you know, even if you just want to watch me every once in a while, hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can be notified whenever I put a new video up. And just, yeah, thank you to everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's viewed, everyone who has donated to my channel. You guys are the reason that I can still do this. Truly, you are. I'm not kidding with that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who watches and subscribes and donates, and just sends me some cool emails and comments and questions. I love everything. So keep it coming, guys. I hope wherever you are on the planet, you have an awesome afternoon, day, evening, or night. See you later. Bye.